Hello, everybody. This is the Papes podcast, Proof of Sound. I'm having my friend and guest, Mr. Gostoso from Vienna, Austria. Nice to have you here. Very much looking forward to have a couple of hours with you and talk about mostly music and the parties that he's hosting called Tropical Thunder. Welcome, Mr. Gostoso.
Hello, Papes. Thanks for the invitation. We are here at Res Radio. Thanks a lot, and a big shout out to Res Radio for offering us their technologies.
Yes, thanks a lot for them. So, let's start about you a little bit. So obviously I know you very well, but to our listeners, I would like you to introduce them to you about your name, for instance. How did you come up with the name Mr. Gostoso? And then obviously we're gonna deep dive into your musical journey and talk about your influences, the influences that you use and provide to your listeners at your parties, Tropical Thunder. And then, of course, I would like to know where we're going to see Tropical Thunder going from here now.
So okay, yes, that sounds great. So yes, how did it come up with the name Mr. Gostoso, which is my DJ synonym? It was actually when in 2017 I was in Brazil, and the country somehow called me. I met some people while I was on the journey, like on different parts of the world, and they said, "Hey, you have to go to Brazil because you remind us, your spirit, your mind reminds us of Brazil, and you would definitely have a good time."
So friends in Vienna were telling you this?
No, these were people I just random people I met during traveling. One woman from she was from Argentina, but she lives in Bahia in Brazil. She's a painter. And then another guy who already passed away. I met him in Vienna. He got anyway, it's a sad story, as he's dead already. And then I decided to go to Brazil because I wanted to meet the culture, and I said, okay, let's do it. I'm gonna study there, and I moved to Vitória in Espírito Santo, is the capital of this state called Espírito Santo, north of Rio de Janeiro state, and yes, and then I heard this word Gostoso a lot. Yes, they called people that they found sexy, the Brazilians, they call them Gostoso, yes? So my friends, they called other people Gostoso or Gostosa, and the other way around. And then I somehow imported this word to Vienna when I got back. And my friends also liked it because it has a nice phonetic sound, Gostoso. And when then...
So for context, because I always thought Gostoso means something related to eating and food.
Yes.
Because it sounds like, okay, it's something tastes well.
Yes.
But in the context that you explained it in Brazil, it's something more related to, let's say, human interaction or flirty.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You call someone Gostoso because he or she looks handsome.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
This is why you use it more for the romantic or sexy part. Yes.
Okay.
But now every time I'm telling my name to Brazilian selectors or selectors from Portugal, they find it funny, but not that funny. Yes.
They're offended?
No, they're not offended, but it's like, okay, Mr. Gostoso, yes. But when I'm playing at parties and there are some Brasileiros, they always shout, hey, Mr. Gostoso, why Gostoso, yes.
Okay,
and then
I
get motivated.
Why they don't dig it?
I think it's banal there. It's kind of 0815.
Okay,
it's
so
nothing. But here in Vienna, it has a nice sound. Mr. Gostoso. It's like
sounds exotic,
and it's also
and
it combines
sympathetic.
two worlds. Yeah, like a Mr. from like the Mr. word from UK or from America, and then on the other side you take Gostoso from Brazil. It's a nice combination, I guess.
Okay. So you went to Brazil. You stayed there a couple of weeks, couple of months, or a year. So how long did you end up there?
I went back and forth. I came back to Vienna. I went back to Brazil, and in total, I think I stayed there around 1 year. I also studied Portuguese in Vienna. I have a lot of Brazilian friends in Vienna because I wanted to practice my Portuguese and also like get the Brazilian spirit in Vienna. And I love Brazil. I love the Brazilian spirit about the way of life. Like they're enjoying life. When you go out on a Sunday in Brazil, when you go out on the street on Sunday in Brazil, you see people dancing on the street, drinking cachaça, drinking beer, dancing samba music, live bands, and it's not like curfew. You need to be in bed at 10 o'clock like here in Vienna. So and everybody's meeting on the beach. Everybody from all different parts of the society. Everybody's meeting on the beach, and the beach is uniting all the different spheres of society.
Okay. Well, the program of this podcast is not only to talk about certain things. We also want to play music, and I thought maybe we can start with the first track, and maybe you have something that is related to your trip to Brazil that you want to play. Maybe a couple of songs or one song. If yes, please introduce your selection.
Yes, I have to disappoint you. I'm not playing a Brazilian track in the beginning. The Brazilian tracks come later.
Okay.
For now, I would like to start with a tune which is a little bit more goes back to the chronologies, because in 2017 I came out from a separation from my wife, and I ended up going to the parties on Kobenzl, which is it's a hill in Austria, and they have a beautiful castle up there.
So then maybe let's start with the song, and then you tell the story to that song.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna play the song now.
So we were interrupting your story. You wanted to start telling the connection to this song, right? Which was related to a party you attended?
Yes, exactly. Back then in 2017, I the entire no, seven, yeah, back to in 2017, I was attending these parties on the Kobenzl, in this beautiful castle, and I was discovering this kind of music which I have never heard
Just for
any other
context,
place.
maybe, so Kobenzl, you want to describe the location? Because it is kind of magical. If you're from Vienna, everybody knows about Kobenzl, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to maybe try to picture to our
Sure,
audience what Kobenzl is like?
sure. It's a it's a hilltop from which you have a beautiful view over the landscape on the skyline of Vienna,
Mm-hmm.
and we were having beautiful sunset parties there and also sunrise parties because the parties went through all the night.
You were hosting them?
I was not hosting them. No, I
Just
was back then. I was just a guest, and
any clue who hosted them so we can give them a shout out?
I forgot the names of the collectives back
Okay.
then. I'm really
Okay,
yeah,
anyway,
I don't
whoever
know
hosted
anymore.
this, shout out
Yes,
to
but I
the
can give a
whole
shout
party.
out to this DJ who was playing back there. I would call him a selector. His name is Cher Monsieur,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually initiated. He and like Mike Burns and other guys from Vienna, they initiated my taste for this type of music. So he was playing Zouk music up there. I've never heard this type of music anywhere else before, neither at my father's CD shelf, nor in Berlin, nor in the internet. Yes, so I was really glad I discovered this type of music, which is from the Caribbeans and which is actually a couple dance. Yes, and it's but they have very nice bass lines and
Always with
it's
vocals.
yeah, always with vocals, which makes it so and very melodic. And sometimes you have a female voice and a male voice, and they're kind of in a dialogue with each other, and they're talking Creole, like
Creole, yeah.
it's a French type of language from the Caribbeans. Yeah.
Okay, so before you moved to Brazil, so you were 25, you told me. Do you remember when you started catching up music and listening actively and choosing songs or albums or records that you found maybe in your home or with friends? And if so, what did you listen to, or what do you remember listening to actively? I assume it was not the sound that you're listening now. Yeah, maybe if you can give me a little bit of history of your musical journey from when you were, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 until you went to Brazil, or maybe until now.
Sure. Thanks for these nice questions. They're kind of really reflective, and I like it to reflect about things in life. So this was actually it started already when I would say, when I was around 12 or 13 years old. I started choosing the tracks I wanted to listen to and to record. Back then, as you know, you're also from Vienna, we were all listening to FM4 a lot, and
So FM4 is a
it's a radio station, local radio
radio
station, and for the youth, and they're also playing. They were broadcasting from underground clubs, and back then I was not allowed to go to underground clubs because I was too young. But I was very happy that they were broadcasting from the Flex and from other clubs back then in La Boom Deluxe and other types of shows. Swan Sound, for example, Silly Solid Swan Sound. And I was recording all these shows on cassette tapes while I was asleep, yes, because I had to go to school in the next day, I had to wake up
yeah,
early.
these shows were usually after 10 p.m.
And
right?
these shows were after 10 p.m.,
Yes.
also sometimes after midnight. And then I could listen to them on my Walkman in the morning when I was driving in the subway to school. And I could feel like I could feel the nightlife vibe.
Yes.
Yes.
And in your parents' house, what were your parents listening to? Did you grab stuff from their shelves? And
Sure, yes.
if yes, do you remember anything that you're listening maybe even today?
Definitely,
From
I
the
can.
period?
Definitely, my parents, especially my father, had a big influence with the type of music he was listening to. It was mostly classical music, which I also learned to like a lot lately, especially. And a lot of jazz music, also with xylophones, which, what was his name? I have to think about it maybe later if I can find his name again. And yeah, and also my piano teacher from Finland, she did a very good job, even though I stopped when I was 12 years old because school was too much. So I had to stop with the piano, but all these were influences which really, uh, I would say, which are really still active in my subconsciousness.
Okay, and classical music, do you remember what you were into? Mozart, Bach,
Yes, all
Haydn?
these. Yes, of course,
All of it, okay.
Bach and Mozart.
Mhm.
No Wagner. Yes, and
And do you remember what you played on the piano? Was also only classical music?
yes, it was mostly classic. A little bit of boogie. Yes,
Okay.
boogie woogie. That was
And
funny, and yes.
and was the sound that your
And
father
the guy
was...
with the xylophone is called Lionel Hampton.
Never
Yes,
heard.
great music with a played on xylophone, very dancey. I think it's kind of Charleston music or something like this.
Okay.
Yes.
And the sound that your father was listening to, was it different from what your mother was listening to, or were they listening to pretty much the same stuff?
My mom was more into French chansons.
Oh, Charles Aznavour and stuff?
Yes, I guess so.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
yes.
Okay,
She
shout out
likes
to-
their smoky voices.
Shout out to Charles Aznavour, rest in peace. So no pop music?
For God's sake, no pop music. My parents were not listening to Utrecht or stuff like this. I'm really
Okay, no,
happy.
but I thought maybe they had home, because usually back in that era, I remember every household had, I don't know, Mariah Carey, Elton John,
No,
Phil Collins, or
nothing
something
like
that.
no, nothing
No?
like
Or
this.
Queen.
Yeah, I had to discover all this with my ex-girlfriends. They showed this type of music to me.
Okay, all right. So then, when you came back from Brazil, I assume you collected, or you found a lot of music there, right? Is there something that you took or brought to back home to Austria, to Vienna?
Sure. All the time when I was in Brazil, I was buying music on the streets, like ripped CDs, and also in the internet before and after my trips to Brazil, I was always looking for music.
Okay, and
Yes.
anything you remember?
Baile Funk, Miami
Baile Funk.
Bass stuff. Yes.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, you
and-
used to make the mixes for me, the CDs that I was listening in my car. What was the name of these guys? They all had DJ names.
Yes.
Ah.
Very dirty names mostly.
Yes. But there was one in particular. Damn, I remember only MC Creal.
Ah, yes, yeah.
MC Creo?
Creo,
Creo.
yes, a Brazilian
long
girl in
before.
Vienna showed it to
No,
me.
but there was one DJ. He was famous, and you always had them on my CDs that you burned for me. DJ whatever. Damn.
Mhm.
Maybe I'll find it. Anyway, okay. So back then you were only listening to all this Brazilian stuff, baile funk, whatever, or
Well, actually, Baile Funk was getting on my nerves really quickly. Yes. So, back then I don't know anymore. I was digging more into Gilberto Gil and all these classic guys from Brazil, from the times from, it's called Tropicalia. It was an era in Brazil during the 60s and 70s. And this is also where our name from our collective is coming from. We are calling, like, when I got divorced, I said, okay, I want to make my own parties again. And I said, I need a name. I want to play these types of music from all different parts of the world. So I chose the name from this movie with Ben Stiller, which is really
Yes,
hilarious.
yes.
The movie is called Tropic Thunder, and our parties are called Tropical Thunder. And it's a small change with the letters. We just added AL, Tropical Thunder, which is a small reference to this time back then in Brazil, which was called Tropicalia.
Makes sense,
And-
because you also avoid legal intellectual property lawsuits, maybe.
Yes, and
If you
with
become-
just
yes.
tweaking it a little bit, the name to Tropical Thunder, we are not infringing any copyrights anymore.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find. I found this baile funk thing, but there's not the DJ I was looking for. Anyway, okay, then maybe. Do you have another song for us?
Yes,
you
I
wanna
have
play?
another song. It's also Zouk music. It's from the band Energy. And the lead of this band is Jean-Michel Routin, who was born in the 70s, like 1970s, in Pointe-à-Pitre. This is in Guadeloupe. And he actually developed his passion for music by listening radio. Yes, so he was listening radio at home, and he said, "I want to do this stuff myself." And then he met Thierry Benoit, another musician and composer and producer, also from Guadeloupe, and this guy opened the doors to the industry for him. So he started his career in the late 1980s with the group called Energy. And when I was in Nice last year in France, I was digging in the shelf of the record store, and I found this vinyl from the group Energy from the 1980s, and I'm going to play one of the tracks from this vinyl now.
Okay, nice bass line. Never heard this song before. I'm gonna keep it in mind. Okay, since you already mentioned a little bit about the origin of Tropical Thunder, let's continue talking about that. Do you wanna tell our audience how you started or your crew started with these parties? When? What were the obstacles? Maybe you still are facing obstacles, and then obviously we're curious about to know what are the plans for the future.
Yes, sure. So this was in 2017 when I decided to have my own, like, come up with my own name and have my own parties. All this happened in Elektrogönner, at Elektrogönner, which was a small, intimate nightclub which doesn't exist anymore.
RIP Elektrogönner, I like this place a lot.
Yes, RIP Elektrogönner. It was a great place. And next to Mariahilferstraße is somewhere in the 7th district of Vienna. And we always had enough people dancing there. At the beginning, it was just me, only I was playing, and we already had enough people. And then another friend of mine joined the team. His origins are from Saudi Arabia and the US. And then we started doing this thing, just the two of us. It went on like this for about, let's say, 3 years, until 2020, until the first lockdown came, COVID lockdown. And of course, sometimes we had nights at other venues where we played, like these were really obstacles, where we played in front of nobody, because people were not ready yet for that type of music which we wanted to play here in Vienna. Vienna is a little bit like in Berlin. Everybody's behind techno music and house music, and when you come up with a different program, they don't understand it that quickly. Mm-hmm. So we had to educate the ground in Vienna. We had to educate the scene in Vienna and show them that we can also have fun with other types of music than techno and house and hip hop. And yes, and this is how it developed. But I'm going to talk about the future of Tropical Thunder later.
Maybe because there's still, I guess, a lot to talk about. That I'm curious about Tropical Thunder. So you started it by yourself, and then you had friends who supported, and you are now a crew. You're not like a one-man show anymore, are you?
Yes. Oh, now we are a collective, or we are actually also on the legal basis an Kulturverein. A cultural association.
Mm-hmm. So non-profit club, I guess.
It's a non-profit association. That's how it's called in English. And so I started it on my own. Then Eamon joined, and during the lockdowns, 2 other guys joined. Mm-hmm. Aaron and Yoshi really are bringing a lot of this from the very first moment on. They were putting in their heart into Tropical Thunder, and this is what it's all about. We are following our hearts with this project. It's not the project with which we want to make money or anything. We are doing Tropical Thunder because it's kind of our vocation. We have to do it. It's within us. We are following our purpose by doing it. And we also had a workshop 2 years ago where we tried to carve out why are we actually doing Tropical Thunder, and we always ended up at the same point, and this point is about creating interconnectedness between people. We want to create moments where people feel connected with each other, where we human beings feel connected with each other and with the planet and the cultures. Mm-hmm. So this is the main reason why we are doing Tropical Thunder.
Okay, and also for our listeners who don't know about Tropical Thunder, the musical focus is on what you call, I believe, Balearic sound?
No. We have to differ here. Mm-hmm. Balearic, it's a new one of our latest projects. Mm-hmm. Before, we were mostly focusing on music from different parts of the world, with a focus on music from the global south, from the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. And just recently, we have started to do a project which is more focused on music from Spain and UK from the 90s, and from Italy, which is which is kind of called Balearic.
Okay.
Balearic sound.
I assume maybe Balearic. Later on you will play us a particular song that, so our listeners can understand what we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, and so what are the responsibilities of these team members that joined over time? So you mentioned a couple of names. Are they, I assume, they perform the DJ, right? But are they also in charge of logistics? I guess if you have this association, you need to have a what would they call it in English? Accountant who is watching over the financials, right? That's, I guess, mandatory if you have a association like that. So, is everybody having a particular role, or is everybody just doing what needs to be done depending on who's available?
Yes, we have different teams, and like I'm saying, Tropical Thunder should be kind of a playground for each individual where you can express your talents. So when you're joining Tropical Thunder, it's always about listening into yourself and listening and hearing like your inner voice, which is telling you what kind of things do you want to express. So we got now at the moment we are kind of a big team of 10 people, and we got one guy. He said he wants to focus on creating. He wants to make connections to radio stations. He has the urge to do this, yes. So at least we said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. It kind of makes sense. Why not? Let's create some connections to radio stations. Then we have his name is Nikita. He's doing an awesome job. And then we have Masha, for example. She joined the team last year, and she said she wants to perform with visual arts, and it's called projection mapping, where she's creating her own shapes, putting them on the wall, and then she is mapping visuals on top of these obstacles with which you can really create 3D holographic effects on the wall. So this is the mission of Tropical Thunder. It should be kind of a playground where you can express yourself in whatever way you want, as long as we follow the purpose of creating interconnectedness between people, culture, and planet.
Okay, but this sounds very subjective. So how do you measure or check if that is achieved?
Yeah, we are not measuring anything. We are mostly just giving mood boards, or we have how to say.
I mean, or if the party is rocking and everybody's happy, that's it, right? Or do you?
Yes, exactly. This is what we are checking. Yeah,
okay, so it's not like
there are no KPIs or nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to sell enough tickets so we can afford our productions.
Okay.
Yes, but we are not following any KPIs. Okay, sometimes we look at how many Instagram follows did we gain with this project, how much did we get with the other one, and our Telegram group. We always try to get more followers, so that we don't have to pay too much into social advertising, okay, like Facebook advertising and stuff like this.
Do you run ads from time to time?
Yeah, back then we were running a lot of ads, but now as the more our community is growing, the less we have to rely on ads, which is of course great. Yes.
Okay, yeah, but see, this is what fascinates me or interests me a lot. So on one side you have this, let's say, non-profit approach, which is we just want to make parties, we don't care about the money, blah blah blah. But at the end, money is involved. As you said, you have a production, you need to budget. I assume you pay DJs sometimes, maybe
Sure.
also some team members.
Yes.
And when money is involved, things get very much often complicated. Expectations are different, performance is different. And the way you explained, you have all these people who joined the team, and I think you didn't have a job interview with them and onboarded them, or an assessment test. You just say, hey, whatever, join us and we see how it goes. But the bigger you become and the more people get involved, doesn't this also bring maybe problems? And if so, did you face any since this 7-year journey already? I'd be curious just to know what somebody has to be aware of if he wants to start doing parties like that.
Sure. Yes, definitely. Every now and then there are some tensions, and about the money thing, whenever somebody is joining the team, the number one reason why this person is joining should be that they want to express something inside our team and our journey, which this person usually can't express on her own. Yes. So this should be the number one reason. And I'm also telling them, like expectation management wise, money is not the reason why we're doing this. And most of the money will stay in the treasury of Tropical Thunder, so we can afford bigger productions, nicer venues, more decoration, and create better experiences for our community and us.
Okay, but
So
then
it's not about money. Is always like you only get like a symbolic payment. You it's not a cultural association from which you will get rich when you're a member of.
of course not rich,
Yes.
but let's say, as you said, you have a treasury. Let's say if you have a party and it's going well, you make a plus.
Mm-hmm.
You put this money in a treasury,
Mm-hmm.
and then who is to decide what is happening with
The
this money?
production manager, like so,
That's one person.
it's one person. It's like every production is led by one production manager. So the last production was a bit complicated because it had two production managers, but usually we only have one production manager, and this production manager is the one who organized the venue, and then he can also decide about the timetable, when who is playing when, and about the teams, like the logistic teams and the creative teams, and this person can then decide about the resources. And
And
yeah,
every party is a different guy or different
yes,
person?
yes.
So you
yes.
also have this role from time to time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Like the next party which we're having in the warehouse, we're having a warehouse special on the 19th of
Ooh.
October. I'm the production manager of.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Very interesting, and looking forward to continue this discussion, but let's play another song, I would
Yes,
say.
let's play some music. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Stop pushing your woman around. You don't know what you want. She's a lady, can't you understand? What kind of man are you? You hitting her every day. You silly fool, let her go. Hola, baby. Hola, baby. You don't know what is wrong. You want to be always right. I think you need education and understanding of love. Stop beating and kicking her. She doesn't need that. Can't you see? No, no. Hola, baby. Hey, to la mama. Take it easy, hola, baby. Hey, scaguara, hola, baby. Stop pushing your woman around. You don't know what you want. She's a lady, can't you understand? What kind of man are you? I think you need education. Hey, you silly fool. Let her go. Hey, to la mama. Scaguara, yeah. Take it easy,
So we played two songs in a row. Which ones?
Yes, so the first one was from Jean-Claude Naimro from Martinique, and he studied classical piano when he was a kid and moved from Martinique to Paris in 1969 to become a music teacher. And the second one was a so-called South African bubblegum track. It's South African bubblegum it's a genre from South Africa which evolved in the 1980s in the townships back then, and it was kind of a pop music, and it's a mix of electronic keyboards, synthesizers, and vocals, and kind of the young generation from the townships from South Africa, they wanted to have something to dance, so they decided to they came up with bubblegum music, which also has some traditional sounds from Marabi, Kwela, and Mbakwanga. These are the kind of traditional sounds which are integrated into the bubblegum sound which is coming from the townships, and it always has kind of a feel good feeling with progressive vocals. So the bubblegum music was big in the 1980s in South Africa, and as you heard, the bass line was really nice, and it's
Yes,
really
very
really
cool track.
danceable stuff. So we are a big fan of this type of music at Tropical Thunder.
Yeah. So to come back at the sound part of Tropical Thunder, so the songs that you are playing are, let's say, independent of the genre, are, I guess, very much focused on upbeat dance music, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this is, let's say, your style that you stick to any party that you host.
Yes. Most of, like, when you listen to our SoundClouds,
Yes.
then you will mostly find listening mixes. These are mixes which are made for the salon, like for at home, which you listen at home, so you have some nice music at home. But when we are doing parties, we are doing floor mixing. So we're trying to put together some tunes which are mostly up tempo and upbeat.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now you're 7 years into this journey with Tropical Thunder, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the current situation? I mean, if you look back now, what went well? What could be better? And yeah, what are you planning for the next years?
Okay, so actually this year, 2024, was a really good year for Tropical Thunder.
How do you define good? Money-wise, community-wise?
Community-wise,
Okay.
our community evolved really well. Actually, it already started in 2023 when we did the after-hour party for there was a New Year's Eve party, again at the empty mansion somewhere in the 17th district at the Manor Villa,
Yes.
Manor Mansion, a party which went on for 24 hours. I went to bed, yes, I cheated, yes, so I went to bed at midnight and I got
So
up.
on the 31st.
Yes, on the 31st, and I got up at 6 o'clock on the 1st in the
So
morning.
why do you consider that cheating?
Most of the people stayed up Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they went straight to the party.
Yeah. They it was on the New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So 1st of January.
1st of January. Yes.
And you went to bed. Woke
I
up.
went to bed and I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I
Wow.
took an Uber. And
Probably the best decision you ever did.
yes, a good decision. And then I got to this party. The party was organized by Magica.
So she was production manager.
No, Magica is a own production. Like it's its own collective. It's not ours. It's a different
okay.
collective. And this New Year's Eve party was done by Salon Magica, and they invited us to play at the after party.
So it was not a party hosted by Tropical
No,
Thunder.
it was not hosted by us. Only this single floor. We called it. I branded it the first sunrise of the year floor. Yes.
Okay, and your crew was DJing.
And my crew was DJing. We also invited Attila from Atropa Graz, who is really also a very good DJ. And yes, and we played there, which was an awesome party, and we loved it. And ever since, like we had a steady growth of our community, especially now this year, 2024, 2024 really went very well. Yes, we had we made a very big decision. We said we will only go for pre-sale tickets.
Yes.
Because in 2023 we did the mistake, like, okay, we made promotion and everything, and then sometimes nobody showed up to our parties, and we had a very big minus, and we had to put in our own money.
Yes.
Private money. So we said, okay, no more risk, let's do pre-sale only. Yes. So now we're doing pre-sale, and ever since we have made this decision, productions are getting safer.
Okay, so you do the pre-sale how many weeks in advance?
For now, for example, for the warehouse party, I'm doing pre-sale 8 weeks in advance already.
Okay, and by which timeline do you decide if you're hosting it or not, based on the sale of the tickets? Because
at the moment we say we will also take the risk,
Okay.
because the treasury at the moment, knock, the treasury is quite okay at the moment, so we are taking the risk anyway. And
Okay, so
even though when we are not selling, but I'm pretty sure we'll sell enough tickets for the next production.
Okay, so most of the time you sell them out immediately?
Not immediately. There is always like a peak towards the end of the ticket sale.
Yeah, and we're talking about I don't know, 100, it's not like 1,000 tickets you're selling.
It's like
100.
300 tickets, 300,
Okay.
400 tickets.
Okay. And did you host parties during COVID, or was it impossible?
It was possible. All the nightclubs were closed, but there was one club at the Danube, which is the river next to
Yes.
Vienna, and there is a venue which is called Himmel und Wasser, run by Moritz. A really funny guy. Yes.
Shout out to Moritz.
Yeah, shout out to Moritz.
And to
good
our
guy.
listeners, who are not native in German, Himmel und Wasser is translated.
Sky and water.
Yes.
And yes,
It's an outdoor
time.
venue, right?
It's an outdoor venue where you can go swimming, just in your shorts, bikinis, and swimsuits. You have a good time there. So we were running some beach parties during the lockdowns there, because it was really great because all the clubs were closed. Everybody was coming to our party.
Okay, and that was only seasonal during the summer, right?
That was only seasonal during the summer. Yes, during the lockdowns there were no parties.
Okay. All right. Okay, what are the future plans for Tropical Thunder? I mean, you're running on a, let's say, successful wave, right?
I will get back to the future plans soon.
Okay,
First,
let's continue with the song.
I
Okay.
would like to make a little bit of a deep dive into what kind of types of music which we're playing.
Yes.
So before we had souk music, then we had South African bubblegum, and out of this South African bubblegum, there emerged another type of music which is called Kwaito music, and Kwaito music is based on because back then they had this problem in the schools. They didn't have enough money in South Africa to afford instruments and
host parties or
host
get
party. No, in
educated about
schools they were not doing. They were not hosting parties. But then they said, okay,
music
let's
class
take
as well,
some
yeah.
simple house beats and rap over it. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then in like this was in the late 1980s and early 1990s in Soweto, Joburg and other cities in South Africa. They were using house music and easy samples, and then because it somehow was too boring for them, they wanted to rap over it. And this is how Cueto came out, especially in the post-apartheid time. Yes,
Okay.
in the schools, and I also did a little bit of research here. So they were using programs instead of music instruments. Software, yes.
Okay. And who's the artist you're going to play now?
The artist whom I'm going to play now, I have to look it up. I got it in my playlist back.
Okay, so we'll check
Yes.
it out afterwards.
ke matitšhere le bana ba dikolo go ditithabeleng go ne wa jwala nka didikiniti e ya wa go ba ruta bana thiba ke maponisa masole le ditsotsi setopeleng ka dithunya mathekeng ho atelwa ha o sa bona hore mang ke mang nka di hutla thunyanwa thiba Bohlaswa chaba sarantsho a di thibeng bohlaswa thiba 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 Sheba, Tiba.
So this track was by CB and called Thiba, like Thiba. And this was typically Kwaito music from South Africa from the 1980s. And yeah, we're a big fan of it because it's kind of minimalistic and really danceable, and it always transports a message for the young people in the townships.
No, definitely a cool track. I'm gonna bump this in my car.
Yes, nice.
Okay, so where did we stop? Yeah, let's talk about exactly. You were saying that the last years you were riding a successful wave in regards to growth, community growth. How are you gonna keep that up the next years, and what are the plans? What is the future bringing to Tropical Thunder?
That's a good question. We don't have, like, Tropical Thunder is not running like, we're not running Tropical Thunder like a business with a year plan or something. It's
party to party.
We got all this in our daily lives anyway, where we have to make money and stick to plans and rules and all this.
Oh, yes.
So, and in Tropical Thunder we try to keep ourselves some creative freedom and some space where we can come up with music and new ideas for productions. And yes, so for example, at the moment we are diving deep into into an era from Ibiza from the 1980s. It's called the Balearic beat, and I want to talk about this a little bit later. Yes,
Okay,
because
don't
I
forget
still
about
have
it. Yes.
yes, I still have prepared some chronological stuff from how we got into this type of music. For example, Mike Burns and Mark Grabner, and they are really great diggers, and they have huge vinyl collections at home, and also have their own YouTube channel, and they were running a party which was called Club Magique, MAJIK, which I also attended. And back at these parties I listened to one of their tracks, which was called, for the first time I listened to this track called Naboko Samba by orchestra. What's his name? I think I have to look it up on the CDJ afterwards. But which also I was very not surprised, but very touched by this song. Yes, and I want to show it to you now.
Okay, just before you show me, just to finish this before I forget. So you're saying that you're not planning years in ahead for one party after the other, but do you have yourself in mind what you would like to do maybe next year or in 2 years? Or is there something related to Tropical Thunder that has nothing to do with music that you want to achieve or that you're looking forward? I mean, I'm sure you're having discussions with your crew about plans and ideas. What are the things that are coming up in regards to Tropical Thunder?
As I said, we have this purpose of creating this connection between people and the planet and the cultures, which is like our main reason why we're doing this. But of course we need to stay creative and come up with new ideas. That's why we're working on this Balearic Baile production at the moment, where we are more diving into the electronic music scene from the 1980s and 1990s, from kind of the northern hemisphere, especially from the art scene, the stuff which was played there back then. But
I mean, are
like
you trying
stuff which is not related to music. Yes, we have for example, we have a very great cooperation with a non-profit organization in Uganda.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I wanted to ask you about it too. Yeah.
Yes, like this is
This is
not connected
This is
to
not
music.
something you're doing from the beginning. This is something that just started recently.
Yeah, we have created this brand which is called Dance for a Cause, with a 4 in the center. Yes, the number 4, Dance for a Cause. And this Dance for a Cause label, we have come up with this like this year, because one of our guys, Yoshi, he lived in Uganda and he worked for the Zion Community, which is the non-profit organization. And he really got such a good connection with them, especially with Peter, who is the founder there. And Peter asked if it was possible to get some donations from Yoshi's community and people here in Austria to fund medicine for the clinic for the silent community clinic, which is like a grassroots non-profit organization in the mountains of Uganda.
Okay.
And ever since we have introduced Dance for a Cause, we are sending 10% of the turnover, so not of the revenue, but of the turnover to the silent community after each production.
Ngai mobomi nyama nake na zamba po te mosala na ngai nasalaka banda bomwana. Lelo nakoti zamba natali mboloko tamata masasi mboloko akwei nalokota boye ebembe ya moto elali. Moto. Mais nani akoyokela ngai, nani akoki kondima seleka ya makambo oyo. Boloko pe nakota kaka boye. Nga mosala na yebi. Natika bato nani akoyokela nga zuzi, nani akoki kondima makambo boye. Nasambwa ngai. Totika pe ndoki alonga. Bandoki bakolonga.
Yes, so this was Continental Research Orchestra with the song. The song is called Naboko Samba, and I listened to it the first time at Club Magique by Mike Burns and Mark Grabner. Really big shout out to your parties. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. But
Why
we
is
learned
that?
we learned a lot from you guys.
Why is that? Why not parties from them anymore?
I don't know why they have decided not to do it anymore. I don't know.
Maybe they can answer this question one day.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue with the donation part. Since you
Mhm.
mentioned the NGO that you're donating, I believe it's 10% of the sales is going to that NGO, right?
Yes.
So obviously it's a good cause, and I always like this. The only thing that always bothers me about donations is you're kind of giving up responsibility. Like, yeah, I donated, and then the next moment you forget it, right? So from all the people who attended your parties, they might be not even aware that they donated. Some of them are or were aware, but now they forgot about it. But I would like to see something that is coming from that donation. So maybe you did it, or maybe I didn't see it. But you mentioned this gentleman who is running the NGO. What's his name?
Peter.
Peter, yeah. If I can give or ask for a favor, I'd like to see Peter in your Telegram channel introducing what is happening with the money down there. Because for me, you told me it's an NGO that is they collect money for a private clinic, right? Or hospital, right? Wasn't it?
They're running a clinic in the mountains.
Okay, I would like to see that clinic and see what
Yes.
happens with that money, because it's easy just to take a cut and say, hey, I donated the money and I
Sure.
did my due.
Yes.
But honestly, I would be more happy to see what is happening with this money.
That's a good point. And actually, I don't know if you're part of our Telegram
Of
channel.
course, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, and inside our Telegram channel, we are very glad about this, because just 2 weeks ago we got a picture from the clinic with the entire team of the clinic with handwritten pages where they wrote "Thank you, Tropical Thunder."
Oh, wow, okay, I missed that part, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Tropical Thunder, for the donation. And in front of them, they showed all the medicamente,
Medicaments, yeah.
medicaments, yes, and pills and stuff they need for 1.5 months of running their clinic.
Okay, great.
Yes, and I liked that they did it with handwritten, like as if you're doing a 2FA for a cryptocurrency, a crypto, where you have
keys,
to
yeah.
yes, show like
Okay.
this, how's it called, know your customer stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The onboarding.
The
custom.
onboarding of the crypto.
Oh, that's sweet. No, I mean, maybe you can pin this picture so that everybody who's coming to the
We
group-
had it pinned for 3
Really?
weeks at the moment. Like on Sunday, we are going to pin the message from the warehouse party, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
no,
but
'cause-
in between, we will get another message from Peter, and I'm going to send you a picture then.
No, I mean, I followed the Telegram channel
Yes.
already since months. Somehow I missed it. But yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's actually so it's a really good point you're making, because it was always my I always had this idea and this wish that I want to track my donation. I want to see
Yes.
what's happening to the money and what kind of outcome and impact I'm
It's a
creating
big
with
problem,
it. Yes.
and I'd
So-
rather buy something and give
Yeah.
it to them, knowing they're gonna use it instead of just saying
Yes.
sending money, because that's the easy
Yeah.
way.
Of course, yes.
Half of it gets lost in transactions. The other
No, yeah,
half
but
maybe-
ever since it was Peter who approached us and who asked if we could create some donations, he is feeling responsible for also showing what he's doing with it.
Yes.
So
No,
that's
of
why
course.
he's providing us with at least photo proof. Yes.
And just out of curiosity, how are you sending this money over? Because
With we have our bank account is on Wise. We
Oh, yeah.
were a little bit of advertising for this Belgium-based bank, because we were looking for a bank account which is cheap enough for an Austrian association, and it turned out that none of the national banks
Yeah, the
are
charge.
they're charging too much. So we went to this Belgian bank, which is with which it's also very easy to send money abroad. Also to Uganda is no problem.
Okay. And can you disclose how much money you collected already and sent over? Is that
We have to ask Yoshi. He's
Okay.
running the transactions. Yes, I think something between 200 or 300 euros, which is a lot in Uganda shillings.
Of course,
Because
every
with
euro
this,
counts, or
yes,
dollar,
you
yes.
can. He's able to run 1.5 months of all the medicines for the entire clinic. Yes,
Okay.
which is great.
So, well, I'm looking forward maybe to have a tropical thunder party down there.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yes, yes, we are connected to Uganda now, thanks to Yoshi.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so during my research, which I was doing for music-wise, I was also stumbling upon tracks not only from the global south, from the 1980s and 1990s, but I was also stumbling upon tracks from the global north from the 1980s and 1990s. And as the next one which I'm playing is kind of the genre is called French boogie, and I like it especially because they're rapping a little bit on top of it and in French, and but I never knew how I should include this type of music into our Tropical Thunder sets.
Well, that's why we have the podcast, so you can play it here.
Yes, and that's why we also I came up with this new project and production called Balearic Baile, in which we are including these types of music. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. So for now, I'm just going to show you this type of music which I'm talking about here.
All right, that's
Okay.
great.
Everybody must get higher. Oh, get up. Oh, get up. Everybody must get higher. Oh, get up. Oh, get up. Hey, kid, you trying to get a job in the city? It's a drug. I mean, D-A-M-C-E. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? It means D-A-M-C-E. Dance, dance, get up and dance tonight. Dance, dance, get up and dance tonight. Hey, kids, the road will not tell you
So this track was called Exhibition Tonight by the artist Franz.
From Germany?
From Germany. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, he spells himself Frantz. Franz.
Okay,
Yes.
an exotic one.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, I would like to ask you about the reach, artist-wise. So I assume most of the artists that are performing at your parties are local DJs, right? So Vienna, maybe Austria. Do you have also international DJs or?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes. So last weekend, for example, we had one of the co-founders of Discothèque Tropicale from London. Really great artist. His name is Josh FB, and also another friend from Nice, from France. His name is Salah, and they were the main acts for the party. I think it was last Saturday.
Where I also was, yes.
Yes.
So you flew the guys in?
Yes, we flew the guys in, and now in October we have a special guest from Rio de Janeiro, Gaspar Muniz.
I saw the
Yes.
announcement, yes.
Yes, from Banana Gold Records. It's his own label. He's running it on Bandcamp, and you can also get vinyls from there.
And how do you find these artists? Are these friends that you already know from over the years through hosting the parties, or you just pick them because you heard songs from them and you say, hey, this is a person we want to have at our parties?
It's both, because as I said, this selector scene is kind of small all over the world. We kind of know each other. They know our brand. They know Tropical Thunder. We know we are digging their music and we are celebrating their music. We love their music a lot. So then we decide to invite them, and then somehow then it turns into a friendship.
Yes,
with them.
Nice, nice. Also, the party that you just mentioned from last Saturday, where I also attended, I saw that you have also partnership with manufacturers of jewelry, for instance. So there was a stand which were showcasing and selling jewelry. And also at the entrance, I saw that you were giving away filter tips, and I was curious how this established, and how are you picking the partnerships that are at your parties? And I would assume that they pay you something, or are they just friends that you say, no, you can join our party, we're happy if you can promote your products and sell them?
Yes, actually, how we're picking them. The ones which you saw with jewelry, these are local artists. These artists, they want to display their jewelries and the stuff which they're making with their own hands. And we are of course, like, we are also browsing through Instagram, and we are finding these people on Instagram, or we know them from the university or from other parties, and then we get in touch with them, and we ask them if they want to display and showcase their stuff in our chill out area. And about the filter tips, yes, we are having some partnerships. We have our own partnership team within Tropical Thunder, and they are all of the time they're looking for in-kind sponsoring. So we are getting these things kind of as in-kind sponsoring. They give it to us for free, and we have to showcase these things at the entrance, and then people, they love the filter tips because they can it's for free, and they can try them out and make sure if they like the quality or not.
Yes. And the let's say the pop-up jewelry store,
yes.
Are they paying you, or do you allow them to stay there for free?
Yeah, of course we allow them to stay for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Okay, next I would like to ask you a little bit about how you personally select music, and how do you prepare for the parties where you DJ? I mean, you also get booked outside of Tropical Thunder, right?
We are not. I don't have time for this. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
So your focus is only on.
We are getting booked. But then, like, the money has the money plays a role in this case. Yes.
Okay, so it has to be worth for you to take off time
Yes.
to perform for
Yes.
someone else.
Because I can't express that freely when I'm being booked somewhere, as I can express myself on our own productions, and there it always comes with some limitations.
I mean, that's a nice, it's a luxury problem to have. I mean,
Yes.
could be worse. You cannot get
Yes.
any jobs and your part is also not running well. In this case,
Yes.
you have best of the both worlds, so congrats to that. Okay, so how do you find music nowadays? How do you filter through all the noise? Do you have are you very disciplined on saying, I don't know, I don't listen to any music that I receive maybe in as a demo or from friends. I only use my channels and I strictly check out and take music from there. And yeah, which tools or
Yes,
sources
yes.
are you using?
Yes. Okay, so actually on my side, SoundCloud is helping me a lot. Yes, because also of this interactive part, most of the tracks which we are digging for, Shazam is not finding these tracks. So when I'm on SoundCloud, I'm listening to mixes of friends or of people from around the world, and then I leave a comment inside the mix and I ask for the track ID.
And you never get an answer.
I get answers.
You get answers
Yes,
all the
yes,
time?
yes.
Okay, 'cause I
Not,
also
not,
do this,
not
but-
all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm getting answers, and then sometimes I also DM the artists.
Yeah.
And so I'm digging on SoundCloud, then I'm digging on Bandcamp a lot,
Yes.
and besides this, I'm part of some Telegram groups with in which we can in which we are, like, it's a small community, and everybody has nicknames, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of selectors from around the world are inside this Telegram group of about 150 people only.
Oh, wow.
And in this Telegram group, we are buying vinyls on Discogs together. So some of these vinyls, they cost around 150 euros.
Yeah.
And then we decided, okay, let's buy these tracks together, ship it to one person who lives close to the seller. Maybe maybe the seller comes from Jamaica, and then it gets shipped to the US.
Yeah.
And this person in the US then does a proper rip, also leaves a documentary about what kind of technology he was using and how he cleaned the vinyl and stuff, and then he's putting all this into a zip file with the lossless files, and then this is how
this
we are.
person gets to keep the record?
No, and then he resells it again.
wow.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly,
and it
'cause-
goes back into the circulation. Yeah, it's kind of Kreislaufwirtschaft. It's a circular
But
economy.
then, okay, let's say he buys it for 150 and he sells it for 100 only. I don't know why, but let's say he sells it
And
with a
everybody
minus.
gets credits then.
Yeah,
there
but
is
then
a-
he has to send the money to each person.
No. It's he's storing it, and he's having an Excel list, and in this Excel list, and the next time we are buying stuff, and he's the ripper again. Then each
So
one
he
of
has
us
his
has
budget.
we have credits.
But credits in the form of US dollar or euros.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, so that there must be a lot of trust. I mean,
Yes, yeah, that's why it's just 150 people worldwide in this group. Yeah, so we're digging music, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, then this Discog stuff, and record stores.
okay, so just to get back to this ripping part. So let's say you have this guy in the US, you're based in Europe. How do you send him the money? PayPal?
PayPal, yes.
Okay.
Which is a pain in the ass with US people, because then we do a euro pooling, but this is so detailed.
Yeah. No, I'm just, now that we're talking about this, for instance, the donation to Uganda, and then this community treasury for the record digging. I mean, this sounds something you could do easily with crypto with very little fees.
Yes, but actually the fees from PayPal are also kind of minimalistic. We're doing a friends to family
Yeah, I know, but still
transaction,
you
so
have to
zero
pay
fees.
But you still have to pay the euro-dollar exchange rate.
But we,
Which is, I
if
guess,
there is
1 or
a
2 years.
problem, if we do this if there is a Ripper in the US, then we do a euro pooling, and we there is one guy who pools all the money in euros
And sends it
and
over.
sends it with one transaction
Yeah,
to
but still,
the
yeah.
US, which is still little.
No, it's little, but it sums up if you do it all the time, and he has to send money back. But anyway, it's interesting concept. Very interesting. I like it a lot. Okay, and so yeah, you said Bandcamp, SoundCloud. So SoundCloud, do you listen to tracks or to mixes mostly?
To mixes mostly.
Yeah. Okay. And Bandcamp. Then
Bandcamp.
From SoundCloud, you go to Bandcamp if you find an artist, and then you buy his or her tracks.
On Bandcamp, the digging is a little bit more difficult. You
Yes.
you need to. How's my technique on Bandcamp?
Because with me, I usually
It's-
go to Bandcamp once I found the artist, and I want to get the tracks.
I'm for me on Bandcamp, it's more about whom you are following. Like it's more about you're not following. It's not so much important about the artist whom you're following, but the diggers. You need to follow some diggers. You see, like, okay, I'm following this person, and with him I got 31 mutual tracks. So I know, okay, wow, 31 mutual tracks, that's a lot, because this is also shown on Bandcamp.
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
see your profile, I see 31 mutual tracks, and then I know, okay, wow, he obviously has the same taste like me, and then I'm running through his collection, and I'm digging kind of, okay, wow, this sounds nice, and this is how I'm growing my universe on Bandcamp.
Oh, I wasn't aware of this feature on Bandcamp. I didn't know
Yes.
that exists. I only thought it's independent artists publishing their music and selling it. I didn't know that there is this digging culture on Bandcamp as well.
Yeah,
Or-
yes,
Okay.
but they're all wearing different names there, so you
Yes.
will never find out. Sometimes you find out who is behind this synonym. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's continue with a track that
Yes,
you maybe
perfect.
found on
Yes.
SoundCloud or Bandcamp.
So the next track, I want to tell a little story about
Yes,
it.
please.
It's I think when I was 17 or maybe 18 years old, we were driving around in Gregory's car a lot. Yes. And Gregory is a mutual friend of Mr. Papes Pape and me.
Mrs.
And
Papes Papes.
Mrs. Papes Papes and me, yes. And we're driving around in this car, and he also had, it was not a convertible, but it was possible to open
The sunroof.
yes, of the car. And I don't know, maybe he was on holidays or something, but it was a souvenir from somewhere, and he brought a cassette tape which was called Best Mix Ever.
From
yes.
Lebanon,
It
from
was
Beirut.
it was from
I
Lebanon,
remember
Beirut.
this tape,
Yes,
yeah.
it was such a great cassette tape,
Yes.
and we were listening to it all the time. In the summer, we were sticking out our heads from the sunroof, and we were driving in the car listening to this Lebanese 90s music.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that.
And
It was amazing.
the next track, which I'm bringing here, is actually also it's from Libya, not from Lebanon. It's from Libya. Ahmed Fakroun. He was born 1953, and he's a Libyan singer and songwriter, and one of the pioneers of modern Arabic music. And yes, so let's just dive into into his sound. It's very danceable, and he is kind of a pioneer of disco music, bringing together Rai music.
Let's check it out.
No
Yeah, so this was Ahmed Fakroun, and the track is called Kalimat Hope, and yes, from Libya. He got together disco music with rhyme music, really great stuff. And the next track, which I would like to present, it's coming from an archive from San Francisco. They're called Smiling Sea. What they're doing is like it's an archival project, you could say, that shares the stories and songs of underappreciated artists. And the track which I'm going to show you now, it also got a story. The artist is called Shams Din, and he is from Morocco. He was born in the 1960s in Morocco. His father died before he was born, and he was raised by his grandfather, a Sufi ascetic who awoke a spiritual path within Shams, like within the artist, that he has felt very connected with his entire life. And when he was 10 years old, he immigrated to Lyon in France with his mother, and he was kind of always in this hip-hop scene in Lyon, and martial arts, graffiti, breakdancing, all these things. And then he started kind of as a dancer, laying down a cardboard and breaking to artists like Curtis Blow and others. And in his later teens, he began experimenting with rhyme, and he wanted to share his own culture, so where he's coming from Morocco. And so he would kind of flow into Arabic language. And he seemed to have kind of a natural talent for this craft, but his friends were doubting that in France anybody would accept an Arabic rapper. So he went to Paris with 500 euros in his pockets, or 500 francs back then, in his pocket, and then he wandered around in Montmartre, where he kind of heard about the Suave night, then the Suave nightclub, and the best MCs and DJs. And then he saw some people entering in the back door to the nightclub, and he followed them inside. And Sydney, who had a TV show on the French television called Hip Hop, was the DJ that night, and he saw Shams, how he was dancing and breaking to his music. And then he also commented on Shams' moves, and he handed Shams the mic, and Shams began flowing in Arabic, and the crowd loved it, yes? So Shams' rap career started to blossom, as he would join freestyle events around the town where the audience would throw chairs at you if you didn't deliver.
Oh, wow.
So he used the name Shamsdin because of its spiritual meaning, son of faith. And also, when spoken quickly, it sounds like James Dean. Yes, Shamsdin. Yes, James Dean. Yes, and yes. So he had somehow it developed that he became bigger in Paris, and yeah, then Shams whirled around the continent, played at fashionable clubs in Germany, Turkey, and France. And the record was the record which I'm going to play now. It's called Hedi Bled Gnome. You're asleep, wake up. Yes.
And do you remember where you found this track or found out about this artist?
I found out about this artist when I was digging on YouTube. I forgot to mention, I'm also digging a lot on YouTube because a lot of selectors are uploading their vinyl rips to YouTube.
Okay.
And I found him there. Yes. So I'm going to play this song now. It's called Hedi Bled Gnome.
Let's hear it.
جابوه في فرنسا كبروا نقول لي كيف تدير باش اليوم تزيد قول لي يا بنو إدام كيف تدير باش تزيد من هاد الأيام يلعب بريتما ندم نجي لهنا باش سلام فرنسا من الأصل الدنيا إنسان ما تنساش في هاد الأيام النوم في فرنسا ما يدوم ما يدوم أون فيريتي جاتلو دي الشراء والنوم ما تنساش الهموم لا فرنسا ما تدوم ما تنساش الهموم لا فرنسا ما تدوم ما تنساش الهموم
So this was Shamstin with his song called Hedy Bled Noom,
aka James Dean.
aka James Dean, exactly.
Okay, very cool
Yes.
track. Very
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the beginning you mentioned your connection to Brazil. You went there several times, right? Coming and going. When was the last time you went? Have you been?
2009.
Oh, damn.
Yes, long time ago.
So what's stopping you from going again?
Currently, I can't take. I would like, when I go to Brazil, I would like to stay longer. And I can't take off that long at the moment from my day job. And yes, and I would like, if I go there, I would like to stay longer.
Okay.
I'm definitely going back for surfing.
I was going to ask you is about smartphones on the dance floor.
Mhm.
So at the last party that you were hosting here at Donauinsel, I was positively surprised that on the dance floor nobody was having a cell phone or using the cell phone, even though you didn't make them aware of at the entrance that they maybe should not use them. Is it common? Does your party or the parties that you're hosting or the audiences that you attract with your parties, are they aware that smartphones on the cell phone suck and they just don't use them, or is this an exception last Saturday? And why are you not enforcing people not to use their cell phones by putting stickers on them like they do at certain clubs?
That must have been a coincidence because we are actually enforcing them to use their smartphones. We want to get footage after the party. We want to get like video material after the party. We are not these types of parties where it's not allowed to take pictures and where it's not allowed to record and film. We actually wanted people make videos of how they're dancing and moving. At our parties, there's nothing to hide, and we are not kind of a sex-positive party or another type of party where people want to, of course, not to have anything recorded on tape, which I totally understand, yes. But at our parties, we want more. We want more pictures, and we want to document it, and we want to see how people dance and express themselves. So it was a coincidence that nobody was using cell phones or smartphones while you were watching the dance floor.
Okay, but don't you think that some people might feel harassed or disturbed by being filmed without their allowance?
If this happens, they should say it to the person, or they should approach us or the awareness team. But we also have written it in our disclaimer on our pre-sale ticket page that we are taking pictures of the people, and we also put their analog cameras, which like disposable analog cameras, with which people can take pictures of themselves.
Okay, and people take advantage of it, they use them?
Yes. Every time we have so many nice pictures of like
nice.
surprise pictures after the party.
Okay, interesting take.
Yeah.
Okay, then what you got up next for us?
Yes, so the next stuff is as you know, I've been to Brazil a lot, and this year a good friend of mine visited me from Rio de Janeiro. His name is Jonas, and his artist name is Outro Mundo, which means out of this world. It also came, like this name also developed, like his friends were calling him, wow, sua música é outro mundo, your music is out of this world. And I said, okay, why not use this name as an artist name? So Outro Mundo from Brazil, he visited us this year. And he's like a big friend also with Fernanda Abreu and Milos Kaiser and Gio Nunes, Bernardo Pinheiro and Gaspar Muniz, the guy who is coming in October to Vienna. And this summer we went with him to the Tree of Life party in the Waldviertel where we played, and we also played at some other...
So this is a remote area in Austria?
It's a remote area in Austria. It was kind of a new age party. And yes, so I'm going to play one of his tracks from Rio de Janeiro, and listen up. All right, so the first track was by my friend Jotro Mundo from Rio de Janeiro, and it was called Paulera dos Panteras. And the second one, the second track I heard, for the first time I heard the second track when I was coming from surfing last year. I was in Peniche, which is a very nice surf town in Portugal, and I got to Lisbon because I saw that Milos Kaiser, a great DJ from Sao Paulo, was going to play at a club called Sala Lisa. And yes, and then Milos Kaiser played an awesome set there, which made everybody go crazy. And one of the tracks, which because I always went to the booth and asked, hey, what's the name of the track? Yes, and one of the tracks with the one which I just played is by Bernardo Pinheiro. He is also from Rio de Janeiro, great artist, and the track is called Elementos,
Very nice
like
one.
elements. Yes, a
Very
very
good
a
track.
dance floor filler. So yes, I'm very big fan of this. Of the guys from Rio and from Sao Paulo, especially from Goptun, which is a label where they're also running huge parties in Sao Paulo. And I think also at Deckmantel Selectors, they had their own boat. And yes, so Gaspar Muniz, the guy who's coming in October, yes, he is also friends with the guys I just mentioned.
Okay, so that seems like there's a focus on Rio. They're all Also,
yes, like these guys are from Rio and from Sao Paulo mostly.
okay.
Yes,
So,
Milos Kaiser lives in Sao Paulo.
so it's mostly South Brazil, right?
Yeah, Rio and Sao Paulo is like kind of the center. Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
also consider
The
it
south is Santa Catarina and Curitiba, and this is what I consider south, and the
Okay.
north is Recife and São Luís and all
Oh,
this.
yeah,
It's in the north, but this is like
Okay.
kind of the center.
Okay, so any other fascinating stories you have from Brazil, music related? Did you dig a lot of records there? Or, I mean, back then, around the time you were there, mostly, how did people listen to? I guess records were dead.
CDs was big then.
CDs, yeah.
CDs.
DVDs, I guess. I remember they also sold on the streets a lot of DVDs
Yes.
with music, live concert. I guess this is how I found MC Creal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next track actually is a little bit baile funk influenced, and it's from the label of Gaspar Muniz, and the
Yeah.
label is called Banana Gold Records. Yes, Banana Gold Records, and this EP, which one of the tracks I'm going to play now, was released this year, like punctual, on time, shortly before Carnival, Brazilian Carnival.
And do
And
you
it's
know, sorry if I
yeah.
interrupt, you know how is he releasing this music? It's also physical or just digital?
Also physical, they're also selling vinyls there.
But are people in Brazil buying vinyls or it's all going
Sure,
abroad?
sure.
Yeah,
There are people buying vinyls in Brazil, and also it's also goes abroad, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I
So-
would assume the majority is going abroad. And do you know the number of records he's printing? Is it like a limited edition?
I don't
Probably.
know about this.
So,
I really
okay.
don't know, but probably it's limited. I'm pretty sure. Yes. The Bandcamp community is not mainstream.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
that's why it's limited. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
the
who's
next
the
track
next one?
is the next track is by Bernardo Pinheiro, not Bernardo, Gaspar Muniz.
Yes.
Gaspar Muniz label, Banana Gold Records. It's it's called Baile Funk Tools. It's a mix of Miami bass and house tunes with a little bit of breaks.
This is the rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm.
This track was by Gaspar Muniz, and it's called Deixa o Garoto Brinca. Yes, that
Gaspar
means
the-
like Gaspar Muniz, yeah, the guy from Rio de
Who's
Janeiro,
coming in October
who is
to-
coming in October.
First
and
time?
First time in Austria.
Okay.
Yes. Deixa o Garoto Brinca. That means like let the guy play. Yes.
And can you already announce which venue you're gonna?
No, the venue is going to be a secret warehouse venue. It's a
okay.
warehouse, a secret in Vienna.
Okay.
It's semi-private, only guest list, 150 tickets only.
Okay. In regards to that, I would like to ask you, since you now have already quite some experience with hosting parties in Vienna, how is it dealing with authorities hosting parties here? Is it quite liberal? Is it strict? Is somebody who wants to host parties, would you recommend somebody who wants to start doing parties in Vienna to do it or go somewhere else? How is your experience with that? And I mean, so far you're doing it for a while, I guess. It's quite good partnership with the authorities so far.
Actually, I don't have any partnerships with the authorities.
Well, not partnerships, but you have to deal with them, right? if you're
Yes,
hosting a party.
we have to deal with them. It's like always in Austria. It's semi leibend. Yeah, same. It's semi nice. Like on one hand, when you're doing an outdoor party, you have to close at 10. Yes, you have to
Oh,
switch
wow.
off the music.
And are they
at
strict
10.
about it? Are they
They are
controlled?
very strict about it.
Damn.
But now with the Vienna Club Commission, thanks again, Vienna Club Commission, we have found a way that they let us switch off the music at 11 o'clock in the evening, which also makes sense because of climate change, everything. Nobody can go to bed at 10 o'clock in the evening. It's too hot. Yes, everything stays out longer. Yes. So kids are staying out on
Okay,
the
but this is only a problem in the summertime. In the wintertime,
in the winter
there's
time.
no outdoor parties in Vienna.
Yeah, there are no auto parties in Vienna,
okay.
but the authorities are kind of strict, and I think at 4 o'clock when you're running a nightclub, you have to close the club at 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
and then at 6 o'clock in the morning you can open it again. But there is a 2 hours break,
But only indoor.
only indoor, yes, and yes, I don't know about these laws because our parties are we're mostly focusing daytime parties. So
So the one in October is also going to be daytime?
it's also daytime. Yes, it's from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 o'clock in the evening.
So what's the reason
Yes.
behind it? Why daytime versus nighttime?
It's fun to party during the day. When I was in Brazil, I saw people like on Sunday. I saw them dancing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon with their cachaça, couple dancing. I love this, yes. And I thought, hey, why not bringing this movement to Vienna and have daytime parties?
So also in the wintertime, you're doing only daytime?
No, we also do nighttime parties, but they like to stop at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, so no after hour stuff yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you have for us next?
Yes, so the next one it's now we are coming back to Europe, to Madrid,
Oh.
and there's a really great label which is called Ritmo Astral. I also purchased one of the limited edition t-shirts from their merch lately, and the artist on this label, one of the artists on this label, also the owner of the label, is called Orion Agassi. And the track is a Rai tune again, like from northern Africa, from Algeria. Rai is a genre, and the track is from Cheb Mami, but he edited it into a dance floor filler.
ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة ويشهد عليك قلبي وقلبك ده لو يوم تغيب حبيبي ولا قبلك ولا بعدك ما هو انت الحبيب ويشهد عليك قلبي وقلبك ده لو يوم تغيب حبيبي ولا قبلك ولا بعدك ما هو انت الحبيب وقتك غريب حبك ده بالدنيا تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تصدق ما تعرفش تخبي وبيبان عليك حبيبي ومعاك دايما قلبي وبيروح شريك تصدق ما تعرفش تخبي وبيبان عليك حبيبي ومعاك دايما قلبي وبيروح شريك وبشتاق إليك وقربك ده تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة تيجي ننسى شو تيجي بينا الروح تيجي للأيام معدودة
This track is by Jeb Mami called Tigi Tigi, and the edit is done by Orion Agassi from the label Ritmo Astral.
Very
So
nice track, yes.
yeah, so now we're in Madrid already. We're in Spain already. This is actually the country from where our next project is coming from. It's called the Balearic Baile project.
Yes, that you mentioned in the beginning.
Yes, I mentioned it in the beginning. It's from it got its roots in Ibiza in the 1980s, especially during 1985 and 1989. In this time frame, you had a movement, a cultural movement, which was called the Balearic Beat. What is the Balearic Beat? It's actually a name coined by the UK kids, because the UK kids, they got to Ibiza and they partied there, and they just knew from back home, okay, we got house parties, we got acid parties, and then all of a sudden they were at parties where a lot of different types of genres and styles were being played. Yes, how come? They had bars in Ibiza, and these bars had a collection of vinyls there, and the DJ, he just took whatever was lying there and he mixed these genres together, and UK kids were sitting there, and I thought, wow, that's genius. Yes, what are you doing
It was
there?
just local sound that was
Yeah,
played.
yes, but also like Led Zeppelin and sounds from everywhere, from
So
all
what
around the world, reggae, dub, stuff like this. Yeah.
So just the private collection of the guy who was running the bar. at
Yes, the
beach.
private collection of the guy who was running the bar, and the DJ just grabbing the collection and doing whatever he likes with it. Yes, maybe also putting on his own tunes. Yes, and then the kids from UK named it Balearic Beat because Ibiza is one of the Balearic Islands, and back then the hippies who lived there and the outcasts who were escaping the Franco regime, dictatorship, who also lived there, and then you got the jet set and the art people coming from UK, from France, from Italy, and they all partied on Ibiza in the 80s on the beaches for sunrise, for sunset, and they had a good time there. And then the clubs emerged. Coup Club, for example. There are great books with photos by our good friend Dave Swindles from UK. Big shout out to your books. And also the artworks, which were done by a great artist from France. And so the next track is coming from this Balearic beat, back from this time, and we have created a new series of productions and events, which we call Balearic Baile, which are kind of a nostalgia towards this time.
And these parties are going to be hosted under Tropical Thunder or under the Balearic.
Yes, they're called
Nickname.
Balearic Baile, hosted by Tropical Thunder.
Ah, okay.
Yes, so the
Tropical Thunder is taking a step back
yes,
and
in
giving
this
the
case, yes,
stage
Tropical Thunder is taking a step back. It's still hosted by us, but the big name which you read on the artworks is called Balearic Baile.
Okay.
So we are kind of also separating the types of music, but I wanted to separate it. It's not possible. The DJs are still playing Tropical Thunder music at Balearic Baile parties, and at Tropical Thunder parties, they're playing Balearic Baile tunes.
Las olas me arrastran, me llaman, suaves y seductoras, magnéticas y sorprendentes. Fuertes y poderosas, gloriosas pero traviesas. Compruebo la hora y miro al cielo. Azul, eléctrico, frío y sofocante. Me meto suavidad sedosa, profundidades finitas, un Senegal salado y el cielo por debajo. Un vasto imperio de encanto misterioso, por todas partes evidencia de mitos, leyendas y libros de cuentos que esperan ser contados. Sorprendido por una tormenta, una tempestad turbulenta con signo de salmuera. Me recuesto y me relajo. Ardiente, lúcido, lujosamente apacible. Un descanso para mi mente fatigada. El agua, aqua vitae, fuente de la vida. Proveedor para millones. Enojadizo benévolo.
Float, float on.
The first track, which we just heard from with this Balearic vibe, is by BBBF. Actually, by Ambionics, and BBBF made an edit, and it's called Waves, and it's the Espanol mix. That's why she was talking in Spanish vocals. And the second track is from two guys from the UK. They're called The Grit, really great artists, and the track is called Flotation. Also great. You can also find great remixes of this track.
The first one was funny because the lady had such a heavy accent,
Yes.
and usually would think, what the fuck, why is she singing?
Yes.
Because it sounds weird. I guess it could be even German. I don't know if she has German background. The accent was
Yes.
so heavy.
Yes.
But on the other hand, fuck it, why not?
Yes, and it's
Still a
a
cool
really
track.
really cute accent, yes. And
Okay.
the second track was the Grid by Flotation from the year 1990.
Okay, so as I just figured, or we figured by listening to these songs, they're a little bit more downbeat, ambient, right?
Yes.
So how do you envision this kind of party? Because you think still people will be dancing the same way they are dancing at the Tropical Thunder parties?
And now I took two tracks which are nice for listening, and
Okay.
back then they played it at the after hours especially, and also at the when you started like the evening at Café del Mar, you
Yeah.
know, the Café del Mar in Ibiza, and so back then they played these tracks like to start the evening, or in the afternoon, or after the party when everybody wanted to just chill and hang out.
Okay,
in
and
the-
then
in the sun.
slowly finish the
And
party.
finish the
Like a
party.
fade out.
Yes, a fade out where you just dream and
Yeah.
relax.
I always thought lately if it would be nice to have, let's say, 2 floors, especially on festivals. I don't know if they have it actually, but some might. And to have an ambient floor, which is exactly just playing this kind of music, I would be completely down for that.
Yes, would be nice. Yeah, there were ambient festivals.
Yeah.
There was a big one hosted in Munich, by the way, in 1991. I haven't been there, but I saw like the entire footage of it on Soundcloud.
Oh wow, I need to
Yes,
see that.
you need to
and
see it.
listen
You just have to enter Ambient Festival Munich, or I can also send it to you. I got it here. It's they also did interviews like you, yes, running around with a microphone at a party, interviewing people, and sometimes they're really getting weird answers.
Okay.
Yes,
And
funny.
why do you think we don't have that anymore? Is ambient?
Ambient is coming. It's coming back
Gonna
again.
have a comeback, you
Yes,
think?
Yes, ambient is coming back. Friends of ours, Apartment 8 in Gumpendorfer Straße, they were hosting an ambient floor at the festival. I forgot the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do you have for us?
Now I would like to show you a really wonderful breakbeat track with this typical Balearic flute. Like there's always a flute involved in these Balearic tunes which take you over the ocean.
Yes.
And Mike Burns, of course, yeah, the big Mike Burns showed this track to me in a listening session at Apartment 8 at the beginning of the summer.
εξιστορήσεις τη ζωή σου συχνά ανταποκρίνομαι με ρίγη στη ραχοκοκαλιά. Τυλίγομαι σε κουβέρτα πορτοκαλιά. Γίνομαι συρφετός τυφλός που καταλήγει στην άκρη του ντιβανιού του γκρεμού, ανίκανος στα δάκρυα και στην ποίηση, ζητώντας άλλου είδους όραση. Καθώς είμαστε πια μεγάλα παιδιά που χρειάζονται πολλά δάχτυλα για να μετρήσουν τον πίσω χρόνο, να βυθίσουν μακριά δάχτυλα για να αγγίξουν τον αρχικό πόνο, ώστε να μπορούν να διατηρήσουν τη χαρά. Το λέω ξανά. Στις εξιστορήσεις της ζωής σου συχνά ανταποκρίνομαι με ρίγη στη ραχοκοκαλιά. Τυλίγομαι σε κουβέρτα πορτοκαλιά. Γίνομαι συρφετός τυφλός που καταλήγει στην άκρη του ντιβανιού του γκρεμού, ανίκανος στα δάκρυα και στην ποίηση, ζητώντας άλλου είδους όραση. Τότε μόνο ξαφνικά και ορμητικά έρχεται η επιβίωση και με βάζει σε αναγκαστική απογείωση, σε ταχύτητα αμυντική, σχεδόν φωτός. Απομακρύνομαι μέσα σε θόλο άπειρου ηριδισμού κι έτσι σε βλέπω, φίλε, αιμάτινη σκιά ενός ρυθμού. Είτε συμφωνείς, είτε διαφωνείς, είτε βρεθείς σε αφωνία, συμπέχτη στην ίδια συγχορδία μαζί με μας, επώνυμο συνθέτη ενός μεγάλου επιτραπέζιου παιχνιδιού που μερικοί το ονομάζουν ιστορία και μερικοί το ονομάζουν ιστορία της ειδονής. Μεγάλα παιδιά που χρειάζονται πολλά δάχτυλα για να μετρήσουν τον πίσω χρόνο, να βυθίσουν μακριά δάχτυλα για να αγγίξουν τον αρχικό πόνο, ώστε να μπορούν να διατηρήσουν τη χαρά. Το λέω ξανά. Στις εξιστορήσεις της ζωής σου συχνά ανταποκρίνομαι με ρίγη στη ραχοκοκαλιά. Τυλίγομαι σε κουβέρτα πορτοκαλιά. Γίνομαι συρφετός τυφλός που καταλήγει στην άκρη του ντιβανιού του γκρεμού, ανίκανος στα δάκρυα και στην ποίηση, ζητώντας άλλου είδους όραση. Τότε μόνο ξαφνικά και ορμητικά έρχεται η επιβίωση και με βάζει σε αναγκαστική απογείωση, σε ταχύτητα αμυντική, σχεδόν φωτός. Απομακρύνομαι μέσα σε θόλο άπειρου ηριδισμού κι έτσι σε βλέπω, φίλε, αιμάτινη η σκιά ενός ρυθμού. Είτε συμφωνείς, είτε διαφωνείς, είτε βρεθείς σε αφωνία, συμπαίκτη στην ίδια συγχορδία μαζί με εμάς, επώνυμο συνθέτη ενός μεγάλου επιτραπέζιου παιχνιδιού που μερικοί το ονομάζουν ιστορία και μερικοί το ονομάζουν ιστορία της ειδονής.
Okay, wow, these were amazing tracks. I love them. So please tell me again the first one and the last one we listened to. Obviously, the last one was something with Greek, right?
Yes, the last one was from Lena Platonos. She was born 1951, and she's a Greek a piano player and composer, and she's one of the most important people who started electronic music in Greece. In the 1980s. Yes, she like had a leading role in electronic music in Athens, and also like in the upcoming decades back then, she was a very important inspiration for the Greek electronic music scene.
Okay, and the first one again was?
The first one was by X Coast, and it's called Horns. Yes,
very nice tracks.
Yes.
Thanks for introducing them to me. Okay, I was wondering, are we going to have tropical thunder parties somewhere outside of Austria anytime soon?
It depends if somebody is inviting tropical thunder. Yes, if we're invited to somewhere, we're open to listen to their ideas and to merge our ideas with their ideas. Because we believe very much in co-creation and synergies, and yeah, it would be lovely to play somewhere outside of Vienna, but it's also great, like Vienna is also a really nice playground to experiment, and also everything around Vienna, there is so much space, and so we have so many ideas. We would like one of the future projects is like a semi-water, normal like dry floor dance floor. So where people dance in the water and at the same time can go outside and dance in the grass or something like this. Yeah, okay. So we're looking for a location like this. So if anybody has a location like this, get back to us and let us know, please.
Okay. Good. Then before we play the last two songs here,
it's only one more track.
One more track. Maybe you want to share your social media handles so people who want to follow you, who want to get in touch with you, can find you and reach out to you. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. So we are on SoundCloud. On SoundCloud, we are called Tropical Thunder Vienna. We are also called Tropical Thunder Vienna on Instagram. And our Telegram community is called Tropical Thunder Community on Telegram. Okay. And all of them are open to that you can join us there. We would love to have you.
Okay. Anything in particular you're looking for right now? If somebody reaches out to you, are you looking for talented DJs? Are you looking for selectors, as you mentioned? Are you looking for hosts?
We are looking for venues, yes.
Okay, venues is probably...
If you're an owner of a big venue or if you have some connections to beautiful venues, let us know.
So what do you consider a beautiful venue? What are the requirements?
Outdoor venues with lakes and water where you can get in touch with all the elements.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, man, it was a pleasure. That's exactly the goal that I had with this interview, getting introduced to new tracks that I would probably not find, and really nice selection. I love them a lot. Looking to have more of these interviews with you and other friends and DJs and artists. So please introduce us the last track of today, and then we're gonna call this an end for today.
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me and for having me at Papes podcast. It was really a pleasure. Talk about the ideas and everything behind. As I said in the beginning, I love to reflect about everything. And yes, thank you for the invitation. Thank you, Papes, for the invitation.
I have to cut this out.
Yes, you have to cut this out.
No problem. Okay. So
yes, so the next track is very important because it has a lot of soul.
Oh, tell us about it.
Yes, it's from Kath Carroll from the album England Made Me. and the track is called What Moves Me.
Okay, so what moves us is now to wrap this up and listen to this last track. Much love, Papes. It was a pleasure.